to my channel. I'm Liam. A late review on a Tuesday evening. Wasn't planning on doing one this week. I was up in the Flinders Ranges in South Australia, but unfortunately had to call the trip early, having to stay home due to just an update, newly released lockdown in South Australia. But we have to do what we have to do. On a positive note, I'm able to record some YouTube videos and so I'm able to record this review and possibly trade talks for the coming weeks. With regards to my team this week, 22-43, better than last week. Not the best with the rank change, going down 700 spots, itching close to that 5 figures, which I don't want to get to. But my team is pretty solid at the moment. I had to bench Cunnington for him not playing. So I had to play Bianco, who scored a solid 60, which was handy. Had to bench Whitfield. Highmore scored another solid 60. There's like 100 and something points gone just like that with having to play 2 rookies on the field. I know people had Mills as such as well. With his laid out, that would have affected a few teams. But the trades were pretty solid this week, bringing in DeGoey for Danaher, netting 30 points, and DeGoey probably being a solid option for the rest of the season. With regards to my team, defenders, Stewart, very nice 102. That's all he has to do. Ridley, 87. A little disappointing. Just the ball wasn't down there overly a lot, I found, watching that game. Still took the kick-outs, which is a positive sign. Just a little down week for him. Salem, 86. Just as a pod, just couldn't get to the 100. Just an average game by him. Couldn't rack up as much as he used to do. With Whitfield not playing, took the Highmore 64. Highmore was pretty solid. You can't ask for much more. Short, a very solid 104. With Hooley out, it's certainly a much better option back there. And is a little bit underpriced at 480. For what he's capable of. Richmond finally getting a win. Haynes, I was planning on getting rid of him this week. I decided on Danaher to DeGoey instead. I was planning on getting rid of him this week coming, but unfortunately Martin is now out, so we'll have to hold Haynes as well probably for the rest of the season. I might loop him with Highmore. His role isn't there playing as a key defender. His SuperCoach to DT ratio is better as this player, but he just doesn't rack up enough ball as a key post to warrant a D6 selection. So it's a bit unfortunate that things have gone his way. McRae, 124, pretty impressive. The only Bulldog really to score well. Bontempelli was a disappointing 93. Add to the Grundy 88 as well. So along with Cunnington and Whitfield out, had probably my first captain score, I think, under 100 this year. With Grundy being very disappointing with his 88. But continuing on with the midfield, Merritt, a very solid 114. He was just his usual. Laird, everyone has him. He was 104. Disposal wasn't the best, but he racked up again. Oliver bounced back from a few disappointing weeks to get to 139. He was probably the ideal VC if he had form going into that game, but struggling to get to 110 the last few weeks, 139. Good bounce back game from him, and I feel like he's a little bit of a pod. With a lot of people trading him through in that buy round, but he's pretty nicely priced at 577 if you have the option. Crouch finally broke his runs of 80s with 114. Racked up so much of the ball. He had so many. I think he had 10 clangers. He he had nearly 20 contested possessions and 10 clearances, but unfortunately 10 clangers cost him a massive one. Still, that him over saving a trade for Steele was not worth it in the end. Certainly not worth it. We'll have to wait and see how injuries pan out, but paying that extra 100k for Steele in a few weeks ago is hurting a bit. Taranto 94 because his disposal is just so bad. Oh well. Don't pick him next year. Bianco did like Highmore 64. You can't complain about. Hopefully Cunnington's back this week, but I don't know. It's a bit up in the air, all the circumstances that's happening right now. Durham, solid 49 for 102k. He did enough, I think, to hold his spot and provides a little bit of flexibility with Sharp. As I talked about, Grundy started very well, but his last half was just ordinary. His last pretty much 2.5 quarters, he was 49 couple minutes into the second quarter and just got outworked by De Koning. And as Carlton ran home, scaling wasn't in his favour. Gawn 95, as I said, he's probably not going to be a starting pick next year. With Jackson taking a lot of more and more of the ruck, most people have him, so it's not like 95 is anything to be worried about. Reeves finally back. Finally, his price rise, 49, but absolutely no use at this end of the season. Provides a little bit of handy backup if he continues to get a game. Dangerfield, 134. He was a very good pick in the last few weeks. Way more midfield time. And becoming a solid VC captain option as well for the future rounds. Zeeble and Hall just continue on along their merry ways. Hall racked up so much, but just a lot of clangers at the end stopped him from going massive. And DeGoey was a nice pickup, 114. I really like his role. I think he could continue that 105 for the rest of the season. Handy pickup at 460. Unfortunately, with Martin now out for the rest of the season, he will become either Dunkley or Zorko or Rowan Marshall, and I decide to upgrade Haynes. Do I take the risk with 4 weeks out that no one else is going to get injured? I'm still weighing up that decision and seeing what I can do with all that. Bolton finally got his first 100 in 4 weeks. Take it. Slowed up late. He could have gone massive because he had a pretty nice first 3 quarters. And Brockman, solid 41 on the bench. Hopefully, just holds his spot and provides cover for the rest of the season. With the Haynes one, I'm tempted if I can get. I don't know my cash circumstance, but if I can get Haynes to a mid forward like Dunkley, might give me a little bit of flexibility in the long run if injuries do occur. And hopefully with cover of Durham, Bianco, it'll ride me out to the end of the year. So till tomorrow or Thursday, depending on what happens with the game scenarios, if the round goes ahead, I'll do a little trade talk video.